Happy Monday, behavior detectives. So, drop a guilty as charged in the comments if you have ever lost your cool with your kids and then felt really guilty for just not remaining calm. I get a lot of comments, questions, when folks join the group that say, like, how do I remain calm when my kids are losing their mind? So today I want to explore a really interesting concept with you, and I want to give you permission to raise your voice and get passionate with your kids when they're losing their mind. And I'm going to tell you from a brain science perspective why it's actually really important and why being calm actually is not an effective tool. So throughout the day, we go through varying levels of energy. Everybody does. And zones of regulation divides these energies up into 4 zones. The green zone, well, starting with blue, actually. So the blue zone is like really low energy that we need when we're like falling asleep. Green energy is kind of this attentive, alert energy. It's what I'm using now. It's necessary for learning and conversation and social engagement. Yellow energy is upbeat, and it's great for when you're playing sports, like if you're running up and down the soccer field, or if you're playing with your kids and you're kind of getting silly, or if you're cheering for your team at a sporting event. And then red energy is out of control. It's when we're so angry, so sad, so something, right, that we can't even control ourselves. So you've probably also heard me talk about mirror neurons. Our nervous system wants to match nervous systems around us. And so the problem with when our kids are out of control, like if they're in red energy and us trying to stay really calm, almost in blue energy, is that it's too big of a gap for our nervous system to match that energy. And so we are no longer a resource from a nervous system, brain science perspective for our kids who are losing their minds. So a really good example of this is if you've ever watched like cowboys rein in a runaway horse, right? They don't stand on the ground and throw a lasso at the horse, right? They would get jerked away. And that's kind of like what we're trying to do when we're trying to be calm on the ground with our runaway horses. What they do instead is they get on another horse they have control over, and they gallop right up next to the runaway horse, and then they lasso it so they're moving at the same speed, and then everyone slows down together. So an example of this for our kids who might be losing their mind with a meltdown or a tantrum is that we need to match their regulation energy as close as we can. So when my 18-month-old granddaughter is losing her mind because I wouldn't let her have an extra cherry at lunch before she finished her protein, right? And she's screaming and she's flailing in her seat. If I'm just like, calm down, it's okay, she's like totally ignoring me and I'm probably making her angry. Instead, I will go, it really stinks to not get the cherry, doesn't it? You are so angry. And I raise my voice a little and I make my body language a little bit bigger. I raise my energy level. And she kind of looks at me, right? And I say, it is really hard to not get your way. And I'm validating what she's going through. And I started out with really big energy and I'm starting to get smaller and lower energy. I'm headed back toward the green zone. And she comes with me. And so it doesn't always work that perfectly with our kids. But if you feel like your child's out of control and you staying calm is not working, then I want to challenge you to raise your energy level, but in a controlled way, right? If we get on a runaway horse with our kids on their runaway horse, this will not go well. But we have to be able to, in a controlled way, raise our energy level, modify it, so we can help them modify their own. And this is called attunement. And this attunement is another way, we've been talking a lot about felt safety over the past couple days or a couple weeks, is a way for our kids, for us to help them have an increased feeling of felt safety, help their nervous system. And so I'm going to talk about 10 other really practical ways that we can help to increase the felt safety of our kids' neuroception and their nervous system in my upcoming webinar on Wednesday called The Neuroscience of Felt Safety. It's going to stream right here in the group for free at 4 p.m. So if you can be here at 4 p.m., you can watch it free of charge. But if you want to hang out on Zoom with me and ask me all your questions and or get a recording, then you want to definitely hop on and get a VIP pass. You can either sign up to come for free to get a quick email reminder so you don't forget, or to get that VIP pass at thecorkboardonline.com/webinar. Remember, you are a great parent and you're doing great work, and hopefully I'll see you on Wednesday.